Yeah, let's check out some damage on some of these. So I want to show you guys that epic strike I was talking about. Hopefully this resolves itself and I'm not stuck in a load screen. It is possible though that I'm stuck in a load screen. I haven't been stuck in a loading screen in a long time, but it's possible that I finally hit. I wonder if the devs considered adding that as a wild magic surge. Should we force a load screen issue as a wild surge? Because it seems like something, right? Like I'm having a wild surge in real life right now. This is my real life wild surge. I'm stuck in a load screen. I would say that's absolutely a load screen, right? Hey, it looks like we're getting raided by Cozy. That's cool. We're getting raided. we're get, we're getting raided. Yay. Hey, it resolved. So the raiders are good luck. Mustang 50, how you doing, man? Yeah, Cozy, thanks for the raid. I I appreciate it. You guys saved it. The raid saved me from a loading screen. That's great. I was stuck in a loading screen considering whether or not I was having a wild magic surge in real life. But as soon as that raid message popped up, the loading screen failed, like cleared. So I appreciate it. Thank you. Nice. Yeah. Oh, that's cool. Oh, you just reminded me about that. Yeah, thanks. So I need to actually do that to help people out. So I took most of the music that I've been making off of the main site because a lot of the music that I make isn't really related to video games. Although I left the video game music specifically there. Like I do have some stuff that I've made for DDO specifically. But what's going to happen is I'm going to end up putting together like a new music. It's it's going to happen soon. I'll have a new music site, and then the plan is to have everything that I'm making available on like Spotify and Apple and stuff like that. So I'll have links and all that stuff when it's ready. If anybody's curious or liked any of it, that's great. So it'll be available for you guys to like you know listen to on your whatever device you listen to, that kind of thing. And then the other thing is, if you didn't know, like I write books, so those are available. If you have like if you have a Kindle, you can get all the books that I've written on Kindle. I think they're available for free if you sign up for whatever that Kindle, whatever their sub is, which is kind of lame from my perspective because you don't even have to buy the book. But I mean, it is what it is. If you wanted to read something, they're all there. For all I know, there's stolen copies of all my books that exist on the internet as PDFs anyway, but can you put the info promotion channel for me? Yeah, I'll do all that. Yeah, I will definitely get those for you. Yes. I have a hard time doing that sort of stuff while I'm live, but after the fact, I will definitely help you out there and do that. And I appreciate anybody who checks out my writings or the music or the videos on YouTube, all that stuff. And of course, I appreciate everybody who's here. I hope you guys are having a great Friday. I hope that you had fun doing whatever you were doing. I think we're all super lucky to be able to sit around and play video games on a Friday night. I don't think there's anything better, right? I mean, it's hard to think of something that would be better. I mean, maybe seeing a Taylor Swift concert, maybe. But even that is a stretch because video games are super fun. And there's a lot of really cool video games on the way. Earlier in the news, we looked at a potential new Dungeons and Dragons video game that is going to be like a survival RPG similar to, they actually said Pal World, which I played Pal World on stream and thought it was super fun. I think some other people have played Pal World. Maybe if you're in chat, you're like, oh yeah, I played that game. I love that game. Everybody loved that game. It was a great game. So the fact that we're going to get a D&D game that might be like that, that's super cool. The other thing that's super cool is we've got this Myth Draenor DLC coming. When did they say it's launching? July? No, no, it's July. January? No, it is July 31st. Yep. So we'll have it for August. Oh, you know what else I'm gonna do, Cozy, if you're still here? Troggy was telling me about your hardcore, the Wayfinder thing. So I'm going to actually like post some info for that on my Discord for people who are on Discord who want to participate in that event. If they want, you know, you want to do the hardcore event on Wayfinder with Cozy and Trog, I'll post information in my Discord and also probably on my YouTube channel about that. I'm not sure how much I'll be involved. I'll probably make a character over there, but not sure how much I'll quest. We'll see though. We'll see. The summertime is pretty busy, so we'll see. It's actually why I want to stream more, but I've just been so busy in reality, like, so. But really happy. And we were testing out this earlier. I know somebody in chat said it. You guys may know it if you don't know it, but if you get a magic carpet, you can surf on the water. You don't sink. And you can do this on lava. So if you're scared of lava, and now I'm not sure, I haven't tested it, if being on lava would still burn your feet, but it does allow you to sort of surf over it, which I think is super cool. So you can obviously, if you really want to, you know, you can still go under the water, but. So I'll show you guys the, we were going to test the hitbox, why this phthalites is nowhere near as good as color spray. So here's color spray, right? You kind of see it's like a cone in front. If we do phthalites, it's sort of the same, but it's not as good. I can't explain why. It's like they made the light of the color spray into like a liquid. So rather than it spraying like that pretty light, it just does sort of like this froth. You see what I mean? It's like kind of sprays like you have like a garden hose. And for some reason, you see that? Like the hitbox just kind of sucks. It's nowhere near as good as that. It may not on paper make any sense, but it's just the way it is, man. Like the hitbox for it is terrible. So, I mean, it's hard for me to recommend this Epic Strike to anybody. It's unfortunate that they're making, you know, they made Shirati like the go-to for chaos casting. If you guys didn't notice that, they added chaos damage under that universal, you know, next to the universal spell power. So clearly they want us using Shirati for this, but the Epic Strike, in my opinion, just needs to have its hitbox fixed to make it a little bit more like color spray. Or another good example of this hitbox is prismatic spray. You know, super good. It's like a very solid cone in front of you, as opposed to this like weird liquid. You know, here's the phthalites again. I mean, you can see it's just sort of like, it's nothing like that. So I don't understand. I don't understand it. Like, from my perspective, they should fix it, but likely they never will. I'm just talking, right? But it's doing okay damage, and it is AoE, and it does do some CC effects. So since we're running around in this Destiny, we're going to use it. It's just yet another SLA that I'm going to cast, and it only cost me 10 spell points. So again, like I've said this a few times, and for people who weren't here, I think as far as, like, if you're wondering about this Chaos Mancer, as far as Sorks go, in one regard, it's S tier, and that is mana management. I don't think there's a better caster in DDO as far as mana management goes. It is phenomenal. Like, it is, it's like upper S tier. It's like, with all of these SLAs, you never really need to worry about mana at all. Like, it's completely amazing how good the mana management is for this. So I think in that regard, it's super great, especially if you're just doing like, you know, you're working past lives. If you want to bang out iconics, it's just, you don't have to worry about mana potions. You don't have to worry about shrines. You just go through running all your SLAs and you're going to obliterate everything in R1. And so adding this Epic Strike, even though it's not super great, I mean, for 10 spell points, hey, I'll take that. You know, that was 15 spell points. That's 5 spell points. 10 spell points. Here's 2 spell points. That's 15 spell points. Like, all this stuff is super cheap. You could just spam it all day. Especially if you have an Illyri. Like, then you really never need to worry. The only time you need to worry about mana on this build is if you start cycling in Prismatic Spray, which it really is like your hardest hitter. It really does a lot of the most, like the heavy working of the damage by, you know, basically it can insta kill things, it can dismiss things. It is quite expensive. I have mine costing 47 spell points, but I think I only have it. Yeah, I don't even have it quickened. I'm just casting it. I just got the pox. So, in case you guys aren't aware, people showing up, raiders. I'm running the chaos magic, but I'm not using any of the limiters. So we're getting all the bad, we're getting all the very bad. So all the weird stuff that can happen is happening. I didn't take Control 1, I didn't take Control 2, and we even took this Power and Chaos, which makes it even more likely to happen, so... The only problem I've run into so far on this is Slods, because Slods don't take damage from Chaos. And you can see this dude, like, cycling all my SLAs was kind of a pain to kill. Mustang 50 rolled a 97 on a gold roll, and you got a 20k XP stone. Yeah, they doubled the values. I got an 8k one earlier. It's always good. We like to see that. How long do you think it will be till it gets nerfed? I wonder what you're talking about, but they usually get around nerfing everything, right? So, I mean... From my perspective, though, the wild magic surges, while I think they're funny and interesting from a gameplay, it's just like very immersion breaking. Like, so now I'm stuck with this weird sort of magical herpes for a while. And I could make it go away with a cure or a heal. There, I'll make it go away. But it's super annoying. And these things are constant. Like, since I became I started at level 15, now I'm level 20. I've almost used 40 curse potions. Like, that's a lot of magical curses that I've got. Like, it's just a lot of stuff happens. Like, it's constantly going. You can see I have that, like, red dot over my head. I think that means that right now, if I cast a spell, I have a chance to proc something negative. I think that's what that means. And I have no idea what the squirrels are. Does anybody in chat know what those squirrels are? I was thinking one is a lucky squirrel and one is an unlucky squirrel, so I just killed the unlucky squirrel, but I have no idea. Your guess is as good as mine. Not sure about the squirrels. Yeah, I have no idea. So I'm noticing my damage is slow on these bosses. So it makes me wonder. Like pumpkin on the head aside, I just got a pumpkin on my head from something. I think probably the coolest is when you get polymorphed into a rat. I think that's really cool. Although you can't do anything as a rat, but you are polymorphed into one. Sci-fi guy. Oh, do they? Yeah, they give you like a short stint of something. That's pretty cool. There's like a red and a neutral one. Is one a buff and one a... I thought one might be a buff and one might be a debuff. And if you kill the red one, then you get the buff from the neutral one. But I'm probably wrong. Probably overthinking it. So I read something wrong on the patch notes. I thought after we did the first round of tests on Lamagna that a lot of people complained that the phase step should not have charges associated with it. I could have swore I read something where they said they were taking the charges off and making it so that, you know, it just worked basically like the monk or the air elemental. But the chargers are still here. So it's like super annoying. I would love for them to change that so I can just actually do the phase step. Like I've said it in a previous stream, if they want to have the step ability tied to like a master of spring or summer, because if I activate it, right, I get that touch of spring, which basically boosts, it gives me a buff. If they want to use that, they could just make that touch of spring or season buff like a separate buff, kind of like they have this rapid surge. Like I punch that and now I'm in a rapid surge. They give me this, I'll punch it and then I'll have 5 charges of my spring, but then separate that out and just give me the phase step. Right? Let me do that. Even if they made it like the Flight of Kings, where it's once every 15 seconds, you know, like the Dragon Lord. You know, that would feel a lot better, because now I hardly ever, like, I save it, I use this like if I'm in a boss fight or something like that, but most of the time I just kind of want to do it to like move myself around faster. It's completely not working the way I want to use it. They want me to use it as like a boss killer buff, for lack of a better way to say it, and I want to use it as a fast movement buff. So I think that needs to be rethought. I think they need to separate it out. Give us the boss killer buff that we can punch for the spring or summer attunement buff, and then give us the fast movement for people who just want to, you know, run around fast while they're TRing, and we have the ability to, you know, like do a Misty Step or whatever. This one here, I think, is sort of like the Fey Warlock, where it makes you disappear and reappear. We're not doing that much damage to these bosses, though. Yeah, it's interesting. But again, like, I'm only level 20 and these are legendary bosses, so. Have to make sure I get out of that, yeah. I got shrunk. Like, I had a wild magic surge that shrunk me down. I would love it if they made it so that you could stay shrunk. Right? Like, wouldn't that be cool? Or you could stay giant. I think it would be super cool. I think that curse is going to go away, so I'm not going to clear it. Yeah, we came in here to test this Phalites thing. I mean, there it is right there. That's okay. But that's better. That was my boosted color spray. So, I mean, the Phalites is an epic strike. It should be better. It's similar, but I just think the way the Chaos Mancer boosts greater color spray, this is still a little bit better as an SLA, and I'm getting it from Fade Arc. And so that's the build. We're trying everything. We're using all the SLAs. Oh, I need to try this. So this is called channel entropy. I haven't seen this yet. And it's right here. Okay, so you know what we're going to do? So we are going to, I know this is going to trigger people's OCD because I always go in here and click that and they're like, there's another way to get in there. Yeah, well, this is how I go. Let's see. All right, we're gonna see what this does. I'm curious to see what the hitbox on this is. This is channel entropy. This is the capstone. And we're just gonna get these sea lions. It's their day to shine because we're gonna try it out on them. Oh, look at that. That was really good. I like that. All right, let's try it again. We'll do these crayfish. Actually, let's get the red caps. We'll see how many things we can get at once. So we're also going to try out and see if we can like screw this hitbox up. All right, so we'll just do this dude. All right, that was not it. That was just to stop everybody. Okay, so here's the ability. Wow. I love it. I love it. I'll tell you why I love it. Because they gave us that defined, like, rainbow outline of the hitbox. So I wonder, can I move that? Like, so first of all, I'm going to target that swamp caller and turn around. Can I hit it? No, it's not letting me cast it without looking at it. All right, so that's a good check. So let's see what we can do. Can I look away? How much do I have to be looking at them in order to hit them? I kind of have to be like, looks like 45 degrees. All right, so yeah, all right, let's see how far away we can be. I think that hitbox is great, by the way. Let's get these sea lions. I'll do the sea lions and I'll step away from them. And then we'll see how far I can cast it. Wow, I mean, that's really good. It's a very good SLA for capstone. That's one of the best I've seen. Like that is super cool. It looks like it's 10 seconds. Yeah, I mean, the damage looks really good. Now, will it scale well in Reaper? Like, I don't know. We can try it out once I get up level. Like, once I get to legendary, we can try it. But, I mean, right now it's doing 37. Keep in mind that my chaos spell power is not very high at the moment. It's 463. I mean, it's not terrible. 32% crit rate and a 15% multiplier. It's not terrible, but things will get a lot better once I get into my legendary gear. So we might as well, since we're here. See what I mean? Like, that's my boss killer, right? And I just used it to move quick through a Slayer zone. Like, it doesn't make the design decision behind that. It doesn't make any sense. And the range on this SLA, this channel entropy, is far. It looks like it's like ray range. We're gonna try it out on that displacer beast over there. But yeah, so far I'm impressed by it. Very cool. So we'll see if we can hit that. Although I don't. Did the displacer beast actually displace out? If he did, that's very cool. Alright, there he is. See if I can hit him from here. Yeah, like I was able to cast on him from way over here. It didn't hit him, right? But I was able to cast on him. Try to find a better target, because that thing is like, has a tree in the way. Let's see if I can hit that bird from here. Alright, not you, Mr. Displacer Beast. Here, you can have our Phalites. I mean, see, it does work. It's okay. So what do you guys think? Let's do the frog. So can I hit that frog? What do you guys think? Think I can hit the frog from here with that spell? I hope so. We're gonna try. No, it's a little too far, so we'll see how close we have to get in order to hit him. Oh, that's far, dude. That's double range. Like, that's a ray, right? Because I can throw that. I don't even think that'll hit him. Oh, it did. Okay, so that, yeah, it's ray range. Yep, so the bird, I think, also is ray range, right? So if I try to cast this, let's see how... Yeah, got him. Awesome. So this is like... definitely, like, with that hitbox and that range and that damage, this is probably like one of the S tier abilities in this tree. Definitely. Really good. It does not do a damage force though. And so what I mean by that is, if we read through this, right, it deals a bunch of damage, it grants us charisma, chaos spell power, universal spell power, chance to incur wild magic, and that's pretty much it. And then it has a description of the SLA, but it doesn't force monsters to take the chaos damage, which I think this tree desperately needs, because like we came across a bunch of slots, I couldn't hurt them at all with any of the chaos damage. And what I'm talking about is all the other sorcerers. If you look at any of the ones, I just happen to click on the fire one. If we look down the bottom, when your fire spells strike a creature that is resistant or immune to that damage type, they will become vulnerable for the next strike. So you can basically force any monster you attack to take your fire damage. We all know this is why we like to play Sork, right? Because you basically don't have to worry about what damage you deal. Generally in DDO, if you're dealing light or alignment damage, you also don't have to worry about it. But what I found is that they have changed the code for chaos is now specifically chaos damage. No longer is it considered light damage. And this is backed up by this, which if we look under the spell damage types now, it goes acid chaos. That's new. It used to just be light that would cover it, but they broke it out into chaos, lawful, and light. And you can see the values on chaos, lawful, and light. They're all different for me now. What that means going forward is that, well, I ran into slots that were completely immune to the chaos damage. So I don't know what to do on this character where I cannot break that. Like, yes, this is an S tier capstone. Clearly the SLA is awesome and it gives you +4 charisma, a bunch of power, but it doesn't give you a DR break. There's no DR break in this tree at all, and there's no DR break over here. And you can say, hey, wait a minute, man. There are DR breaks at the top. But you know what these break? These break electric, fire, acid, and ice. They don't break chaos or light or law. Like, they just break those 4 specific things. So if you're attuned to spring like I am, you can break electric damage. That's great. I actually have it on the bar here. We tested all those earlier. If there's a mob around here, I'll cast it on it. This is the SLA that does lightning right here. It looks like a storm cloud. And it actually didn't activate on the frog. I got a wild magic surge that shrunk me instead. So I'll cast it again when it's up. Right, here it is. So that was it. It died so fast you didn't get to see the storm cloud, but it's basically just electric damage that I can force monsters to take electric damage, but it doesn't really help me on a chaos caster because I need to force them to take chaos damage. There's no, I don't think in any of the epic trees, I don't think there's a tree that forces a mob to take chaos unless they added it to this tree. I haven't read through all this stuff yet, but it's possible. It's possible. It's just something to think about. I mean, like, if you're thinking about building a sorcerer, by giving up, like, so what I'm thinking I might try, because I'm doing this chaos one right now, this chaos mancer, but I'm thinking maybe I should just make a regular character, like a drow, like my old Sork build, but instead of going into wild mage, like, I spec into the archetype, so I get access to the archetype in my, you know, like, drop down, and I get access to all these spells. But then I do like air elemental, right? And so now I'm an air elemental. I've got all those. I can force things to take my lightning damage. And then I also have access to all of these, these magical, the SLAs from this tree. But I could use this as an off tree and just be in like, not Fire Savant, but as an example, I could do like a Fire Sork. So for like the Halloween event, normally I make a Fire Sork, so I could still do a Fire Sork, but instead of just making it, I would give up my Eldritch Knight and just take the Wild Magic. I would give up my Fade Arc Illusionist, but I would just use this as my off tree. So I'm gonna play around with it and see if that is at all viable. It may not be. It may be terrible. It may be nowhere near as strong, because giving up Eldritch Knight is a huge, like, Eldritch Knight has a lot of defensive stuff built into the tree itself. It's really good. And then also Fade Arc is also really strong. So, like, it's going to be hard to convince me to give that up. And these old Sork styles where they can break damage, that's so useful until they basically do what I've been saying and make it so that your mantle, your epic mantle gives you the GR break, which I think they all should. Like this prism should give me, force monsters if I'm a spellcaster to take chaos damage. Since they added chaos here, I don't know if you guys have noticed that, but Fey Favor now gives you +5 force, chaos, and universal spell power. That chaos is new. To my knowledge, there is no new caster one that gives you law damage, although we see law as now a separate type of spell power. I have not seen it in any of the trees, so I don't know if they're planning on adding a new chaos and law epic tree. I hope so. That would be awesome. That would be really, really cool, because while Shirati is a tree that I love, I really do love this tree. For a caster, it's awful. Like if you're ranged, it's great, but for a caster, they just nerfed it way too hard. It used to be, when they first launched, it was great, but they just nerfed it too hard. So, and then a lot of this stuff is really good if you're a ranged character, but it's not that good if you're a caster. So like I said this earlier, I would love to be in Draconic, but what they need to do is they need to add like platinum, gold, silver dragons, or whatever the variants are that have lawful, chaotic, and light damage. Like they need to add those dragons so we can be on one of these alignment sort casters and actually get into Draconic, whereas where all our DPS as DPSers is, in my opinion. That's what I think. If they obviously, I would change a lot of things if I could, but my opinion. You guys probably have different opinions. That's great. I'm just sharing my ideas. They're not all bangers, right? But some of them are, I think some of them are good. At least my ideas are founded in gameplay, right? I just want the gameplay to be good. So it looks like I do have points now. I can start taking, boosting my charisma a little bit here. So that's what we'll do. So this should, yeah, my charisma is going to go up. It won't be an even number yet, but that's okay. We're working on all the stuff here. I'm not quite sure what I'll do for my next life. I think I might do I might mess around with a regular Sork and look at the archetype, and then do exactly what I was saying. See if it makes sense to be on like another caster, working as like a Fire Sork or something like that, and then try. Oh, arcane spell fail. Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, we'll see. There's a lot about this wild magic that I don't understand. Like, I don't. That's like because it doesn't telegraph to us in the debuff tray what all the little things are doing over us. It's hard to sort of discern. I get the general gist that like one is pointing up, that means good. Pointing down in red is bad, and I think the light one is like neutral. But I can't say that I can confirm that that's exactly what I've witnessed. I have seen weird things happen for just out of nowhere. Like you guys saw, I tried to cast an SLA on a frog and I got shrunk. You know, I didn't see anything over me. Maybe there was, but from my perspective, there's not a lot of like telegraphing of what's going to happen with the way these things are cycling and changing. Even if I punch this ability here, this rapid surge, so now supposedly I'm like rapidly surging through these magic things. Like I have no idea. Beyond me seeing that text, I know that I have like a buff on me. I just got something. They do tell you this. I have brain fog that reduces my charisma and my wisdom, but a lot of the things that are happening are just sort of, who knows. I notice a lot more of the bad as opposed to the good. There is a good one that pops up this like red damage circle under your feet and it just starts spewing damage out. That one's really cool. The other one that's really cool is the unicorn cuddle puddle. Like you pop this like rainbow shimmer on the ground and a unicorn heals you if you stand in it. That's really good. That's actually so good. Like I think that they should give us an ability, or at least like maybe sell us potions or some sort of item that allows you to summon one of those on purpose. I think that would be really cool because they seem really useful. I do get a huge kick out of the fact that I can surf on a magic carpet. I think that's great. Like really well done on the design of these magic carpets. Like I think that's great. It's going to make Hardcore League getting to that quest in the cogs a lot less scary. Although they made all that lava not that dangerous anymore. But now if you can just surf over on a magic carpet and get to that door, that's really good. See, so now I think I have a chance if I cast a spell to proc a negative effect, right? Like, so, yeah, all right. So I cast a spell and I got brain fog. So I think that's kind of how it works. And if I see the one that's pointing up and I cast a spell, I'm likely to hit something that's positive. I really like this. I'm wondering if that is just an indicator for like where the spell goes, or if that's a lingering DPS buff. I'm gonna have to cast it on this boss and see. So there's that. So is he gonna take like periodic damage? No, he does not. So it's just like single target. I mean like a single hit. It's AoE, but it just does one hit. Pretty cool. And that one made me grow gigantic. I see, I'm the type of person who I think that we should have access to this inside the character builder when we're making our characters. Like, why can't I make my character like a freak? Why can't I make them super tall? Super thin, super fat, super small. Like I like that. It's one of the great things about Elder Scrolls Online. Like the way that you can make your characters was really, really elaborate. Like I think you should be able to make a really disgusting character if you want something that looks like it belongs in a circus. And I also think, I said this earlier when I was doing that quest out in the Mournlands, I think that they should give Warforged the ability to change their body types into the other Warforged bodies and even become a, like one of those robot dogs if they want. I don't see a problem with that at all. If you wanted to play like that, that would be cool. I think it would be cool to be like a Warforged artificer that was using the robot dog frame and running around with another robot dog. Like to me, that seems like that would be great roleplay. Like really good D&D content. So I'd like that. If you look at the Eberron player's handbook, they do have like different body types for Warforged, so you get to pick. You can make yourself look more human. You can make yourself look like an elf or a halfling. There were different roles too they had, like, and I'm not an expert on this, so I apologize if somebody out there is, you can correct me, but like rogues had a different sort of a style body that they would use, like whether it was like for infiltration or for spying. And then the warriors had a different type of body, like the juggernauts, whether they were like built for battle with swords and shields or whether they were archers. So it's just really cool. Like you could have, and they have pictures in the book. You could probably Google it and see the different pictures. The Titan body is a good example of like a Warforged that's just specifically for combat. So I think because of the up arrow, if I cast a spell on me, I get a good surge, and I did. I got. So I think we figured out what the red and the blue up and down arrows, like if you get one, you cast a spell, you get a good effect. But how do you, are you just supposed to wait for the bad effect to go away over you? I guess it must be a timer before you actually cast the spell, but you can't realistically do that in a live game. Right? People are just going to cast spells and they're probably going to take whatever effect that they can, you know. I think that's neutral, right? I think. Crazy Whist, how you doing? Happy Friday. Hope you're doing well. Oh no, so that was like that little light and I got a fireworks blast. I'm not quite sure what that means, but okay, that's good. So what is this? All right, that's just, I have something on me from the way I spec my character that every once in a while I have like a chaos buff. And I'm not sure if it's in here somewhere. But yeah, I told you guys, like I turned off, I got rid of Control 1, Control 2, and I also turned on Power and Chaos, which basically boosts the caster level, but it makes it more likely we're going to get bad or really bad. And I didn't take any of the control stuff over here. So, and I have unstable sorcery. Like I have everything unpredictable. Like I have all the stuff that might make it be as bad. And so far, the worst thing that I've seen probably is either the polymorph, like it polymorphs you into a rat and there's nothing you can do except for run around like a rat for 10 seconds. Or the auto's irresistible dance that basically makes it so that you're stuck. You're basically CC'd. You can't do anything. If you're in a fight with a Reaper, you're gonna probably get killed because you can't. There's no way out of it. There's nothing you can do. It doesn't last that long, but it's long enough that if something were, if you were like getting chased by a Doom Reaper and it happened, you'd be pretty effed. So while I think objectively that's very funny, it's like, it's good for a meme, but I think from a RPG playstyle, it's immersion breaking. Like it really makes it hard to kind of imagine doing that in a like a raid situation. Like if somebody's relying on you and you're all of a sudden a rat running around, like, yeah, that's funny, but you probably would have a harder time doing the raid, especially if it were on Reaper. We'll do the SLA on them. I like the damage. I really do. That dude took 8,000 damage. We'll try it on the Manticore and see. Yeah, it's good. I like the hitbox is defined. I like the range. I think it's really good. My only concern is like on... I have a feeling Slods will completely ignore it just because it's chaos. It's only doing chaos damage. Still, pretty good. All in all, I'm pretty happy with what they did with the wild magic. I just think like, okay, so a great example is this surging text, this fiery text that's swirling around me. I have no idea what that means. It's probably indicating that something I cast, I'm hoping that it means that I'm going to do like fire damage, but it didn't. I just warped out and went to like God only knows where. No fire damage. So, I mean, obviously, it doesn't mean that at all, because it's still swirling around me. I have no idea what it's doing. Maybe if I cast... Let's see if I can proc something. See what happens if I throw a globe and vulnerability. It doesn't go away in a globe. It's still on me. So... Yeah, it doesn't say, although there's my tides PRR, but and now it's gone. And now I have that little white dot. So that looks like light. So if I cast that, I got it. It's a party. I'm in a dimensional rift and it's somebody's birthday. That's what it said. I think that's cool, but I have no idea what that means from a gameplay perspective. I don't know. So this here is, if I cast a spell now, I'm going to get a negative effect. So we'll see how long it lasts. How long can I go without casting a spell? Is it any spell? Like, can I do my cocoon? Does that count? Technically, that's like a druid spell. Is it any spell? It looks like it's any spell because it just went away. Yeah, it's interesting. It's hard to figure out what a lot of these things mean. See, I just shrank. Oh my god, I want them to allow me to stay shrunk. Wouldn't that be cool? How cool would it be to be able to make a character that's half the size of a normal character? Or double the size of a normal character. I think that would be so cool, just from a gameplay perspective. Even if it was, you know, like... I like that kind of stuff. God, this thing is... Oh, I got like a wild surge curse on me. That's one of the... Oh, really bad luck. That's great. Color spray. Yeah, so far, I mean, I know I'm only level 20, but the damage is sort of, it feels low. I don't know, though. I haven't done like a fire sork or a lightning sork into epics in a while. I don't know if it feels the same on them as well. But we'll see. I'm not that worried about it yet, but the other thing, too, is I can't think of any set bonuses. And there we go again. I just used my boss killer as a fast movement, which is why I want them to fix that. But I can't think of any gear sets that do chaos damage. I wonder if they're going to add some. So this thing that's spewing this red sort of surging magical energy, that's a really cool buff because that does like an AoE damage effect. That's really cool. I don't know what spell power that damage is keyed off of, but it seems to hit pretty well. I just got a zippy buff. Oh, action speed boost. Cool. Has anybody tried the magic carpet on lava? Does it burn your feet? Anybody know out there? I'm hoping it doesn't. It is a completely different shift. Like going from Dragon Lord to the Chaos Mancer. Completely different game style, gameplay. People use it on lava without damage. Awesome. That is great. That's what I was hoping. I just haven't tested it out myself, but as soon as I saw that I was on my magic carpet just surfing on the water, I'm like, oh god, this is gonna make lava like really not that dangerous anymore. Because that means if you are on Hardcore League and you accidentally fall, all you have to do is mount up, get on this carpet prior to hitting the lava, or make sure that you have a high enough jump that you could jump up, out, and then mount. I think you probably can do that if you're really tricky. And then you'd be able to get out of any situation. You know, right now, the worst part of falling in lava is you end up like dipping in and out of it and taking all this fire damage. On hardcore, especially where people don't have a lot of fire resist. A lot of people do the house P buffs, right? But a lot of people forget to refresh the house P buffs, so I think over in the cogs where people normally die, they made it so that lava doesn't hurt you at all, and we can actually go and test that. We'll go test it. Why not? Because we're getting to the point where the stream, I'm eventually going to wrap up the stream. I've been almost 5 hours, but let's... So we'll go get ship buffs. We'll go to the cogs. We'll jump in the lava. And then we'll do the flying carpet and we'll test it out. That way we can all see, like we can get a definitive answer on what is going on with that, because I think that's fantastic. It's super cool that they added this carpet to the game. Yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens. Anything that helps keep people alive on hardcore, right? Let's go to my favorite tavern. Yeah, so for those of you guys asking, I appreciate you being curious about the music that I had posted on my YouTube channel. I left most of the game-related music. I've taken off the other music and I'm making another channel where I'm going to post just the music. That way it's like you can be a fan of the YouTube videos for DDO, or you can be a fan for the music, or you can, you know, it's up to you guys. I mean, I left all the music that I made for DDO specifically on my channel still there. I just removed like the non-game music. So, and then the other site's going to be up soon. I'm just, you know, been busy, but working on it. The other part of that that's super cool is that I should have the stuff that I made on, you know, like Spotify and Apple and all that eventually, hopefully sooner than later, but if anybody's curious, so. And I appreciate that. Okay, Mustang 50, yep. Have a good night. Thank you for the, what was that, a cheer, bits, whatever it was, I appreciate it. So... Yes, we need to ride to the lava, where people would normally go to Lava Must Flow, which is this way. Yeah, I'll probably make like a quick video and put it on my YouTube about that for people looking to, if you were listening to the music and like it, I appreciate it. If you want to check it out more, I'm going to be posting more of it. And then the other thing too to keep in mind too is that I also write, so I have books on Amazon. So if you're curious, if you like sci-fi, Twilight Zone style writing, that's sort of the stuff that I do. And then I also have like just regular fiction there as well. Am I like Ernest Hemingway? No, but you know, like I've been writing forever, so it's there. And like I said, I think you can read it for free if you have a Kindle. Like I think that you're able to get all the stuff for free. So I think that the reason why we're here is for Hardcore League, a lot of people have like died. They try to jump on that thing right there. They fall into there and they die. I have right now 26 fire resist on. And it looks like they made it so that there's like a little walkway here. Yeah, it's right here. So if you go into here, you can just go over this walkway. It doesn't look like it's a straight line. It's narrow, but it's there. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, it's there. You can kind of see it. Like, kind of see that, the break on the line of this thing. So if you're on the Hardcore League, you take your time to run over that where it looks a little bit different than the rest of the lava. But the other reality too is that they made it so that this lava does not do that much damage to you. Now, I'm swimming on this side of this break and it's not doing any damage to me. If I go over to this side, then it starts to do damage to me. So I think if you're gonna fall to the left, right, or fall to the right. Just fall towards here. I have no idea whether or not the lava down there does damage. We'll try that out now, but the next thing I want to do is try out this new flying carpet mount, see if it does. So it looks like technically I'm still in it. I'm still taking damage, unfortunately. I thought it was going to let me surf on it, but yeah, it's unfortunate. I just got thrown off my mount. So I'm still on the mount, but I'm taking a little bit of damage, so it doesn't look like it's going to protect me. And so here we'll try a real test, right? I can't think of the lava over here being protected in any way. I mean, that actually looks a lot better, right? Like, I mean, that looks really good. I'm not taking any damage at all. I don't know if they changed this or what, but... So here's... This is like the real test, right? Let me get off the mount. There. Alright, so it says I'm underwater. Oh God, I can't see anything. Alright, there I am. I am taking fire damage. I'm not taking a lot of fire damage. But I'm taking a little. Did they really nerf this whole area that much? Like, I'm... Hold on. I don't know. I just want to get to the bottom of whether or not they have everything nerfed. Like, we've no gear on, right? Oh, actually, you know what? I have fire resist. No, I have cold resist on that, and I have fire resist on my spider cult mask from some festival event that they had 5 years ago or whatever it was. So, but now I have nothing on. Now, I would love to say, from a role-playing perspective, that the fact that I have my imp out, The imp is conferring like fire immunity to me because it's my familiar. But that is me just making stuff up. That has nothing to do with reality. That's just me being creative. But it doesn't look like this lava will kill you anymore if you fall into it. I'm like literally swimming around in it and taking a little bit of damage. Right? What is that? Oh, sorry if I mispronounce your name. Guac? How you doing, man? Happy Friday. Yeah, we're just testing stuff out. I hit level 20 on my Chaos Mancer, and so we were testing out because they made it so that once you get you get your capstone, you get a really good SLA, and then the destiny right now, according to the way the game sits right now, the destiny that they added chaos damage to as a caster is the Shirati. So they want you in Shirati. Now, whether or not that's good or bad, I mean, typically Shirati sucks for spellcasting. It's really good for ranged. It's not that good for casting. Part of that has to do with Phallites sucking the hitbox on it. Part of it also has to do with a lot of these abilities are just waste. They're really good for range, but not that good for casters. The Mantle also is really good if you're ranged, but was nerfed pretty hard for casters a while back. So we do have a chance to proc extra damage that scales with our spell power, and then we get to the ability to add a bunch of really cool stuff to it. On paper, this looks like it would be the best in the game, but it just doesn't play the best. So we also looked at the other destinies, and there really isn't another destiny that has chaos damage in it. We do have Primal that has light, which is technically an alignment damage, but it isn't. According to what they did in this latest update, if we look at our spell powers, they added chaos as a separate, they added lawful as a separate, and they added light as a separate. So we can get light from Exalted Angel, we can get light from Primal Avatar, but we cannot get chaos from anything but Shirati. And I don't think lawful exists yet at all in any epic destiny. I think they need to add one. So my hope is that they decide to add a chaos destiny and a lawful destiny. The other way that they could go about that would be to add in here to give us Draconic Incarnation and just to add a few dragons that would add that. So right now we have Red Dragon for fire. They could add like Gold Dragon or Platinum Dragon or something like that that would allow them to add chaos, lawful, light damage, something, whatever that would allow us, because as sorcerers, right, we want to be in Draconic. That's like the main DPS tree. So but you guys can see as I'm sitting there talking to you about this stuff, I'm literally like chilling in this lava, and this lava used to kill people all the time on hardcore, and now it doesn't seem to do any damage at all. Like I take a little damage if I swim down into it, and it gets really hard to see, so I apologize, but so kind of there I am. It doesn't let me go that deep. That's really only as deep as I can go. But aside from drowning, I'm only taking a little bit of fire damage every second. It's not a ton, and it only occurs if I go underneath. So I think if you didn't jump around, if you fell in here on hardcore and you didn't jump around, you just swam or just punched your... Let's see if we can activate it while we're in the lava. All right, it does not allow us to punch this while we're in the lava, but we could always run over to this rock and then just hit this, you know, teleport out, and that would get us out of here if we accidentally fell down here. I think, didn't somebody find that there's like a secret tunnel back here that you can run up anyway? I could have swore somebody found something like that. Although I don't see anything here now, but like if I go down, and can I come up in it? No, it's not letting me. Yeah, so I don't know. I mean, I'm not an expert on the cogs by any means, but try the lava in the 12. All right, we will. We'll go there right now. So I just got a very bad magical surge. You guys saw it here. I got turned to stone. I got petrified. So that's something that you can count on, right, as being cool to happen to you during a raid when you're trying to get out of a mechanic, and then all of a sudden you're turned into a statue, right? I think it's crazy. These negative things, they happen way, way too often. They're like so common. It's so the only way I can say it, it's just like immersion breaking. I don't I don't think they're bad. I think they're funny. They're like memes, but I can't see if you were like trying to do anything serious in game, if anybody would want like a chaos sork in their group. All right, so this looks super dangerous, and I have a feeling we're probably gonna die because I don't think they nerfed this lava, but we'll try it. Yeah, see, we're taking a lot of damage here. Korthos, Kenneth, Crystal, dancing bat. Yeah, yeah. See, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah, the dancing one is super bad because you're basically CC'd. You cannot get out of that. All right, so this is like legit old school lava, and I'm not sure if there's anywhere I can stand so I don't take this damage. Yeah, so here's the thing. All right, let me get my hots on me. Try to heal myself up a little bit. All right, so I'm rolling the hots so I can actually not die. I have no gear on, remember, right? So, all right, and let's try to mount. All right, it interrupted. Let's see if I can do this. All right, I'm on it. It dismounted me immediately. Let's see, can I get up? I think I can get up right there. Yeah, all right, so let's heal. And so I'm almost like positive that coming to this lava is a bad idea. Yeah, it dismounts you immediately and starts burning you to a crisp. So on hardcore, I would stay clear of this whole area. I mean, it's cool to go to the tower to grab your free small bag, like right away. But you'd want to be careful if you were like using these altars. You wouldn't want to accidentally slip and fall. And if you did, the way to get out is right. Obviously, it's like right there. But if you fell on the other side and you had to swim over there and you don't have a lot of hit points, you'd probably be dead. I don't think jumping helps either. You know what I mean? Like, so swimming under the water is bad. You burn, you're taking like 30 a tick. Swimming on the surface is bad, and I don't think like jumping prevents you from taking it. I actually think if you're jumping, it makes you take the damage faster. So it looks like you can get a safe spot right here as well. It's too bad you can't surf on the lava. We'll try it again. No, it dismounts me immediately. Yeah. So that lava in the cogs was nerfed. It was made into like a special like trammel lava or whatever they'd call it. Like if we go old school gamer lingo, this is Felucia lava and the lava in the cogs is trammel lava. And you'd have to be a crazy gamer to understand that lingo, but it's true. Old school gamer. So this is what I'm talking about. Just make your character, before you even go to the bank or whatever, you come here and talk to this person. They'll give you a small ingredients bag for free for doing nothing. You just have to come and talk to them. And you can do that on the hardcore on any character. And then that makes it so that you don't have to get that tiny bag that Warforged gives you for the crafting quest line. The small bag, I think the tiny bag holds 12 and the small bag holds 30. So it's like way better for the hardcore event, especially if you don't have, if you don't have a lot of gear or whatever. Yeah, 30 slots for that small bag. I don't need it because I already have like whatever ones that I bought years ago, but well, so we learned like you can surf on water, you can surf on some lava, but other lava is going to kill you. if you're not careful. Isn't there lava in this area of the... Am I mistaken? Wasn't there lava here at one point? Or is my mind just going so far back when the tent was here? I could have swore there was lava here. An accordion. There you go. I think that'd be great, man. I think they should give us a whole bunch of weird musical instruments. Yeah. I could have swore back, maybe if any of you guys have been playing long enough and you remember when the tent was here, I could have swore there was lava, like in this general area. I'm probably wrong. I'm probably misremembering, because that's just the way memory is, right? Like I'm probably mixing two things up in my head, but I could have swore there was lava here at one point. You know, back before there was South Cannith, and back when this area was all different. This used to look a lot different. I could have swore there was lava here. But looks like it's all gone now, so that's good. Yeah, it looks like you'd really have to go out of your way. I mean, I ran on hardcore. Oh, yeah, that's a good one. Oh, hey, yeah. Great, thank you for that. Let's do that. So while we go to the Isle of Dread to test out the tar pits and see what happens there, I have a kind of a funny story from hardcore. So a guy joined my group, that, you know, like Pug, while we were questing, and I don't have Featherfall on, and I took no damage. That's so weird. He joined it, and he was so pissed off. He's like, I can't believe it. I died. I ran into the lava. I guess this is at the 12, right? Where we just were. He fell into that lava and he died. And he was so pissed off. And I'm like, well, what happened? What was going on? Tell me about it. You know, he's like, yeah, should I file a ticket? I'm like, well, it depends. He's like, I don't actually know how I fell in it. I'm like, what do you mean you don't know how you fell in it? He's like, yeah, I fell asleep at the keyboard, and then when I woke up, my character was dead in the lava. Bro, guy fell asleep at the keyboard. I don't think you can blame the game at that point, man. I mean, I don't think that's a hot take either, really, right? Like, maybe you should stop playing and get some rest. On hardcore. But it was good for a laugh. He was very angry, though. It wasn't like, haha, meme angry. It was like he was irate. So it was sort of awkward at the time. Yeah, so this instantly dismounts you as well. Unfortunately. And this is like legit lava. This is doing the same lava damage as the 12. Remember, I have no gear on, nothing. So if we were on hardcore, character would take probably similar. I have 650 hit points. If you were like level 8 and you came out here with 80 hit points or 120 hit points, whatever, you wouldn't want to mess around in this stuff that long. That's why, like, if you do hardcore league, probably the best thing for you to do immediately once you're able to, like level 3 even, just grab a group and go out and do the Tangle Root quest and get the house P buffs. They're super worth it. It's like the best thing that you can do for yourself on hardcore league. Because it'll keep you alive. Because if I had 20 resist, I'm taking, watch like, I have an item that has 10 on it. If I put my my Spider Cult mask, I have Festival 10 resist on that. So we'll see. Like, I'll take less damage. It's still, you know, I'm still taking damage, but you can see I have 26. It's pretty amazing that my resists and PRR, MRR are so good when I'm wearing no gear. Oh, you know what? I'm cheating. I still have my... Yeah, alright, I just took off my main hand and my shield. Yeah, you know where all this stuff comes from? It's like epic past lives. My armor class is still high. My PRR is still good. My MRR is still good. Yeah, that's all the past lives that this character has. This is my main, so like this has all. I mean, I have every epic past life, epic completionist. I have all the heroic past lives, and I'm working on getting almost. I have almost all the racials, and now I don't have all the iconics. The iconics don't have a completionist yet, but at some point they probably will. 35% dodge bonus cap for 10 seconds. That's called precognition. That's like a very good buff. That's really cool. And for those of you guys who haven't seen it, this is the capstone. It puts like a circular DPS area on the ground. That's the capstone for the Wild Mage channel entropy. I'm hoping that it's the same for the archetype because it's really good. It's like an S tier SLA. The only bad thing, you know what, it might be downgraded to an A tier because I just noticed that it costs 50 spell points to cast, and that's super expensive. Like, for 50 spell points, it better outperform Prismatic Spray, which I can cast for 49 spell points, and that has a chance to banish things, instantly kill things, turn things to stone, do massive amounts of damage. Like, Prismatic Spray is one of the best spells in the game. Like, this is legit S tier spell. So, like, for it to compete with that for the same amount of spell points, it needs to do a lot of damage. See, it did a fear effect. That's the SLA right there. So, it does pretty solid damage, and the hitbox is good. So, we're going to have to mess around with it a lot more. But we did learn that the flying carpet, unfortunately, is not a fire protection device. It's unfortunate because I thought it was. I thought they gave us like a life raft that we could just sail right over all the lava. But unfortunately, no.
Where are you going? Hunting for gold that is flowing. Somewhere in the cold world, hid there is no knowing. Hey la, oh la la la. We love games. There's a standing stone, let's make camp. We love games, let's make camp and play more games. Hey la, oh la la la. We love games. Where are you going? There's no knowing what magic awaits, what evil is growing. Hey la, oh la la la. We love games. Hunting no crypts is folly, just play games and be jolly. Magical treasures hide in the dark, so rest and embark. There's a standing stone, let's make camp. We love games, let's make camp and play more games. Hey la, oh la la la. We love games. Hunting old crypts is folly, just play games and be jolly. Magical treasures hide in the dark, so rest and embark. We love games. There's a standing stone, let's make camp. We love games, let's make camp and